Good morning, Ian Crouch with your 8:30 Hunter News Update. Hunter prison officers have walked off the job in support of an officer who's been charged with murder over the 2019 shooting of a prisoner in Lismore. The Public Service Association says the officer had no option but to shoot when the prisoner allegedly assaulted a fellow officer and ran off. Although a police investigation cleared the officer of any wrongdoing at the time, it was later referred to the Director of Public Prosecutions, who has upgraded a manslaughter charge to murder. Prison officers say the charge is unfair and are striking for 24 hours. This will impact court cases, prisoner transfers and visits to jails. Port Stephens Koala Hospital is welcoming record funding from the federal government and a generous donation to kickstart a 5-year breeding program. Federal Environment Minister Tanya Plibersek officially opened the hospital yesterday and announced $3 million towards the program. This has been topped up with a $1 million donation from Hunter philanthropist Peter Cobain. Hospital President Ron Land told NBN it's a great start toward the additional $11 million needed to fully fund the program.
We'll be meeting again with the Minister within the month to advance those claims further.
A 65-year-old man will take part in the traffic offenders program after pleading guilty to riding his mobility scooter while drunk at Merriweather. A member of the public reported the scooter being driven erratically to police last Thursday night. Officers pulled over John Compton. He subsequently blew 3 times the legal limit. The 65-year-old told police he'd consumed up to 8 middies of beer before getting on his scooter, thinking he was allowed to do so because he wasn't driving a car. He pleaded guilty to high-range drink driving in Newcastle local court and will be sentenced next month. After a tragic winter fire season, New South Wales firefighters are urging Hunter residents to be extra vigilant about home fire safety. Fire and Rescue has responded to 13 deadly fires and 680 residential fires across New South Wales since June. As we start to enter the warmer months, Newcastle and Lake Macquarie Inspector Mark Kavanagh is asking us to take some simple fire safety steps to protect ourselves and our homes.
When they start to pull the barbecues out and making sure that their barbecues are safe and working properly and there's no leaks in hoses, and also just an opportunity with the change in weather also to look at the outside of their house and any risks that might be posed around the outside of their house.
Newcastle Museum is welcoming its newest exhibition, Shrub, from today. The exhibition is free and focuses on Newcastle's skateboarding history since 1985 and a celebration of local skaters. The public has the opportunity to visit until August 30. Curator and academic James Turvey says it's an important exhibition for the Hunter community.
When you look at something like this, it makes you want to go and give it a go. But the other thing is for somebody that is already skateboarding, and if they do have any ambition in the skateboarding world, they can look at something like this and they can say, hey, it is possible. Look at the generations of people before me that have made it into the magazines and have had exposure on a national and international level.
Marine Rescue Lake Macquarie will be holding its major fundraising event for the year today with a book launch for a publication about Lake Macquarie and its coastline. The coffee table style book includes a collection of images and information in full colour gathered over the past 3 years for mariners, residents and visitors. Author and volunteer Lee Baines says his own experiences have played a part in shaping the book's contents.
I enjoyed cruising around the Whitsunday areas, and in that location there's a great publication to help boaters. And when I returned one day, I came back to the lake around which I've lived for most of my life and thought there ought to be a good publication of a similar style to the Queensland one for Lake Macquarie.
2NURFM Sport.
Knights half Anthony Milford will make his return to Suncorp Stadium when the club faces off against his former side, the Broncos, tomorrow night. The 5'8" played 151 games for the club before being let go at the end of last season. Milford says there are no ill feelings heading into the clash, as Newcastle look to put a dent in Brisbane's finals campaign. Hunter Wildfires coach Scott Coleman has been named as Joint Coach of the Year at this week's Catchpole Medal ceremony. The third-year coach was presented with the award by older brother and New South Wales Waratahs coach Darren Coleman. Newcastle basketballer Chira Evans will leave for the US today after securing a 4-year scholarship with the University of Michigan. The 18-year-old says she's hoping the move brings her one step closer to her dream of representing Australia. And Charlestown swimmers Violet Williams and Alex Noonan have been named in the team competing at the New South Wales Senior State Age Short Course Championships this weekend at Homebush. And the winning numbers in Powerball are 5, 9, 18, 22, 23, 28 and 30, and the Powerball is 3. And now you're up to date with the latest 2NURFM Hunter News.